Hello everyone and welcome to another video blog. Today I thought I would share with you how I became a writer, like what my story is and all that. So sit back, relax. This is going to be maybe a couple minutes longer than a normal video just so you can understand how all this happened. So I have always enjoyed writing, and from a very young age I've had stories in my head my whole life. When I was young, I would act them out with my Barbies. Well, I didn't have Barbies, I had Polly Pockets. I would act them out with my dolls. And my brother and sister would make up stories with me and join in playing with the dolls like that. And it was super fun. I loved it. Before I could actually write, I would tell my mom and my sister stories and make them write them down for me. And I would illustrate them. So I had a retelling of The Princess and the Pea once that was involved an airplane or something, but that's my earliest memory of writing. And then in grade school I had to write short stories. Middle school it was middle school. I had an English teacher, Mrs. Fosberg, who was really, really awesome, and I had been writing stories at home just for fun, like novels. They were really short novels at the time, but I just wrote for fun. I would read and I would write because I just had these stories in my head that needed to get out. And my English teacher was awesome. I said that already. But she had us write short stories at the end of the year each year. And she would never give out a 100. She would never give an A+. But I wrote a short story for her and she loved it and she gave me an A+, a 100. And I was really proud of myself. So, I kept writing more and more. My stories were always really long. She had to read my really long stories. And she told me that she thought that I could be a writer, and that I took that to heart. I kept writing. I decided to actually complete a novel instead of just partially writing something and leaving it off and going on to the next thing. So I kept writing, and then I heard she also got me into playwriting too. She was actually screenwriting for movies. She was like, well, you like theater so much, you should write film scripts. So I literally, this is extracurricular stuff with her I did. I literally got a bunch of books on how to write scripts, and I wrote a script. It was about the Titanic sinking, and my friends acted it out at school for our class. They performed it. It was really fun. Some of my friends still remember that. And then, anyway, so I kept writing. I was 16 years old, and an author I really liked advertised that she was going to be at the Romantic Times Book Lovers Convention. It was Deanne Gist. She's still one of my favorite authors. And I was like, well, Mom, I have to go. I want to meet her. So we were going to just get a ticket for the one day to get my book signed by her. And I was like, but Mom, I really want to be a writer, so I want to go to this writers convention and learn about writing and learn about publishing. So my mom and dad were super supportive and let me go. And it's a 5-day convention. It's really awesome. It was in my hometown that year. It was in Kansas City, so I was really lucky. I took off a week of school to go to this writers convention. And I had a great time. I learned so much. And I decided just for fun to pitch my story. I think it wasn't quite finished yet. To pitch my story to some publishers. They had this thing where you can pitch your story in 1 minute to different publishers and editors. And so I went around the room. It was honestly 21-year-old me I think would be more scared than 16-year-old me was. I was scared, but I don't think I was that scared. And I was just this 16-year-old at this convention, and nobody knew I was 16. Everybody thought I was 28 because what is a 16-year-old doing at the Romantic Times Book Lovers Convention? And so I pitched to some editors. They were interested. They wanted to read my whole manuscript. Another publisher did as well. And I was with my sister that day, and I was like, Courtney, I really want to go get pizza. And she was like, well, can't you wait? Wasn't there somebody else you wanted to pitch to? And I was like, well, yeah. And so I pitched to this really awesome lady from Estrella Press, now Clean Reads Publishing. I love you, Stephanie. And she loved my book, wanted to read it. I submitted it that summer after I finished it, and I got a contract right away. I was actually in England when I got the email saying that she wanted to give me a contract, I thought I was going crazy. I thought that's not what the email actually said, but it did. So my parents actually had to sign my contract for me because I was a minor. But that was super fun. So that's how I got into publishing. I've stayed with the same publisher for the next 2 books, and I'm very happy with them, and I'm so happy to be able to share my books with you. So if you have any questions about the publishing process, if you're a writer and you want to get published too, if you want to know if you should do a small press, self-publish, traditional publish, please feel free to contact me. I love helping people out. You can contact me through my website, which I'll link below, heathermanningofficial.com. And you can also just reach out to me on Twitter, Facebook, all of that will be linked below. But I want to share this happiness with other people, so if you want to be published, just talk to me. And I'll give you some tips. But anyway, so that was my video. That's the story of how I got published, how I started out. And I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to like this video. Please, it means so much to me. Subscribe to my channel. And make sure if you're subscribing that you hit the little bell icon so you get notifications whenever I post a new video. Thank you so much.